right. So, good morning, Flagler County. This is Danielle Anderson, your host of Lifeline, the radio show connecting you to positivity in our community. And we have a special guest in the studio today. We have Patrick Dominguez in the studio. How are you, Patrick?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. Thank you for coming in. Um, uh, we're going to talk about a subject that's, I know, on a lot of people's minds. They're very interested to learn more about it. But before that, I want you to go ahead and tell people a little bit about who you are and your company.
Yeah, so my name's Patrick Dominguez. The company is called Zavonics. We are a managed IT service provider. What does that really mean? So when you are looking for a company like ours, you'll be like the type of person that doesn't have an internal IT team. So you look for outsourcing capabilities, and you look for a company like mine. And
And
that's
you recently just won an award, didn't you?
I did. So actually last year, whenever I opened up, I won my first award as a solo MSP of the year 2024. And now this year I won AI Visionaries. Um, Basically that came down to me letting a company know, Super Ops, which is a great company, um, that how I implemented certain aspects of AI into the business. Because if I didn't do that as a solo entrepreneur, I couldn't, escalate as quickly as I am, or grow as quickly as I have. So a lot of the AI provides automation and makes things easier on me, so I can focus on the business, right? So AI will basically fix certain errors that you're having. If it detects like anomalies on the network, it'll try and fix things like that.
Wow.
So, I can go ahead and do other things. So,
That's a big problem for entrepreneurs. When you're trying to run every part of your business, it's almost impossible to grow.
right. It really is. Like I'm wearing so many different hats, marketing, sales, you name it.
So, how long have you been in Flagler County?
So, I lived in Palm Coast for a while since I was 13 years old. I'm like 38 now, so
So,
that's
you're a homegrown success story.
yeah. Yeah. So I also lived in Jacksonville and in St. Augustine, but yeah, now I'm back in Palm Coast because I have family here.
So, was there something about Palm Coast that made you say this would be a great place to raise my kids?
So, besides the family, the schools are pretty decent. Since I grew up here, there's things that I've done and rode my bike everywhere, and it was safe enough for the kids, right? Unlike Jacksonville, it's kind of crazy over there,
Right.
and so I wanted my kids to be safe.
See, that's great. I
Mm,
mean, a lot of parents. I know when I raised my kids here, I wanted the same thing because I grew up, around big cities, and so it was, to hear of a major crime was kind of
yeah.
like something rare for Palm Coast or Flagler,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's been a really great place to raise the kids.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. So, how did you decide to get into AI?
So AI basically kind of fell on my lap. It's all part of growing business and being ahead of the curve and ahead of competition. So either you implement new strategies for your business or your business dies, right? So I had to learn a lot about AI, the things that are out there, language models, generative AI. So generative AI is made up of different types of AIs, not just one, right?
So, can we talk about the different kinds of AI that there is? Because I don't even know anything about it really.
So there's content-based AI, which creates your pictures, your video, your like articles and whatnot. And there's also text-to-speech AI, where like ChatGPT, they have like that voice, that uses the language model to speak back to you. So that's that generated voice is all AI. So that's about like five different AIs right there.
And I mean, because I know someone was having vision trouble, and
Hmm.
so she would speak into something, and it would create the text for her, and that's part of AI too, right?
That's part of yeah. That's part of AI. You could ask AI to create things for you. Um, generate emails. So if you have like Copilot, which is Microsoft's AI, on the back end, it actually uses ChatGPT. Um, you can integrate Copilot with your Microsoft Office, Excel, your Outlook, your email. So you can even like generate documents. You can generate emails just by speaking to it.
Wow.
Um, with Copilot, you could also have it automatically create drafts. At the end of the day, if you can review your drafts and send it, and yeah.
Is there like a particular kind of AI that you like to work with?
So I use Copilot by Microsoft. It helps me a lot with file creation, PowerPoints, Excel formulas, and creating drafts for email. So I have all the drafts created. I review it, put in my own little spin on it, and then send it out. But it saves minutes whenever you're receiving you know 150 emails a day, and it'll take you 30 seconds to like look at an email and whatnot and think about what you want to write. It's time consuming. So using AI actually saves a lot of time
So
throughout the day, like an hour, 2 hour, depending on what you're doing.
I noticed that Gmail has, I don't know if it's something different, but they have started summarizing my emails.
Mm. Are you using the Gmail account for that? Yeah, I'm not too
I think it's
familiar
called
with it.
Gemini or something.
Gemini, yeah, that's what
I
it's
turned
called.
it on by accident, and now like every time somebody sends me an email, it like summarizes the email, and I was like, whoa, like I can read, but that's kind of cool.
That
It's
is
just
pretty cool.
two sentences
Yeah.
of what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. And now, like in the technology sector, there's actually, we have that as well. When tickets come in, it can summarize the ticket for you. Um, it could also summarize what we've done for the client and submit it back to them and
Oh
close
wow!
out the ticket. Yeah.
So when you started your company, was it specifically AI based?
So when no, it wasn't. Um, I'm I prioritize security um, and a framework. So like everything has to go through like a framework, and if it meets that framework, it gets implemented. But I'm heavy on security, compliance, and whatnot. AI came in because I needed to either find a way to do it myself or hire somebody. AI was a cheaper route.
Yeah.
And you know, implementing it in everything not only helps me, but then I can speak about it and help others implement it as well. So I could help other businesses, if they need like um, certain aspects of AI to save time throughout the day, that could be implemented. We could have developers create um, task specific AIs to do things for them.
Wow. So I mean, it's not replacing the job of somebody who could be like a personal assistant, but it's definitely shaving off some of that
Hmm.
time that you would need to do that.
Right.
And once you train it, it's kind of like it knows, or does it continue to grow?
It continues to grow. So there could be situations where, because it, in regards to generative AI, so let's go back to that, like ChatGPT. Um, there's new things that come about, new companies, new news. ChatGPT already knows about it. It'll learn about it, so it can speak about it. So if you go back towards, speaking about AI and a company and what it can do for you, if you start implementing new documents or creating new documents, AI needs to know about those. So whatever you're feeding it, it's gonna learn.
So is it possible, like if you say you're working on your computer and you're doing stuff, do you need to, is it possible to have the AI kind of already integrated into it so it's as you're doing something, it's seeing it at this in real time?
So the best program for that right now, it's those type of AIs are called agents, and Copilot is the primary one for that. So it can take a look at your files and keep track of your files. It basically indexes sentences, phrases, or paragraphs into its like own AI database,
Wow.
and it'll be available for you like whenever you need to ask it a question.
So now, does it share this knowledge with all the other AI that it could be connected to,
No.
or its master home
So
base?
it doesn't. So in regards to Copilot, it's all just for your account. It's not shared out with anyone else. And Microsoft's actually pretty big on security with that.
So I actually have Microsoft, and I have the Copilot on there, and I was like, I really don't know how to use this one,
Well,
but
the free version, it's okay. It's like the free version of ChatGPT, but once you start getting the paid version, that's where the bells and whistles are. That's where it can do a lot of stuff.
it's like manage your whole life for you.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back and talk about, I really wanted to talk about how things can be Chat GPT or not.
AI and disaster recovery.
Exactly. We're gonna take
Yeah.
a quick break, and we'll be right back. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I don't know where that frog in my throat came from. All right, ready? You're doing great. You're doing better than I am. Oh my gosh. Okay, ready. So, uh, all right, Flagler County, welcome back to Lifeline. Danielle Anderson here with Patrick talking about
Hello,
AI.
hello.
Um, so, the thing that really caught my eye, in addition to you getting this award, which um, was really cool anyway, what does the award specifically mean?
So the AI Visionaries Award basically means what the path that I took to implement AI in the company, and expanding that not just for myself, but for my clients.
So now, is that something that other businesses can be a model for them, or something that you shared with others that they can do the same?
Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely, the company can definitely, look towards me and see how I implemented certain things for myself and pass it forward to other companies. It kind of comes hand in hand with that, right? Like an IT company needs to learn it first before they can provide that type of level of service to their clients.
And so you're at that level now.
Yeah.
So we wanted to really talk about disaster preparedness is huge right now
Hmm.
because of the season and what's going on. And I noticed that you have the ability to help people with that kind of stuff. So as a business owner or even somebody with a lot of important personal documents, how does that kind of help support um, their safekeeping?
Hmm. So, bigger picture about disaster recovery. Um, and AI can actually help you with this, but the bigger picture of disaster recovery, it's just a subset of a business continuity plan. So we need a business continuity plan to tell the disaster recovery what needs to be done. So we need to, look at risks, look at what SOPs and operational procedures and whatnot.
Sure.
Um, and disaster recovery is based off of SOPs that are available. If you don't have an SOP for a specific task of recovery, like internet failover and plugging a cable somewhere or a cable somewhere else. If it's in somebody's head, what good is that going to do somebody else that's trying to, resolve the issue?
Right.
Um, Now, when it comes to AI can actually help you create uh, um, a business continuity plan and best practices for that business continuity plan. You can tell it what you currently have in your office, what is like at risk, if what equipment, if that equipment goes down, um, what needs to be done to get it back up. Like AI can actually help you generate all those things for you.
So it really becomes your business lifeline.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're doing that kind of thing, does it also give you feedback that says, "Hey, listen, this looks like it could be a problem," or "This is a best practice"?
It will give you best practices on implementation. So let's say I have a specific backup brand called Veeam or whatnot. I can ask, besides looking at articles from the actual company, I can ask ChatGPT or whatnot, what's the best approach to set up the software? for backup disaster recovery. How many days should I have backups? And because I am in this industry, what's the longevity? How long do I need to keep these backups for? Right,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
compliance reasons, it could be like 7 years or whatnot. So, ChatGPT or whatever AI you're using to formulate a plan for you, and then you can base off that plan. You can follow through.
And so when we're talking disaster recovery, we're not just talking about like, a weather related incident or, something like that.
hmm
This could be like, um, what would be a couple of examples of a disaster in the
So,
industry?
a disaster could be a server go anything that a business finds a critical issue. So it could be like a server going down. That's a disaster. Like you're losing millions of dollars a day if a server goes down. And
Right.
you have to make sure you recover that server fairly quickly. Um, but that's also when, where high availability comes into place and replication and whatnot. So when it comes to backups, right, you just need to make sure you have everything in place. If there's even like a hurricane, tornadoes, um, you have to make sure you have backups, like not just locally, but out into the cloud. Um, because if you store things out in the cloud, it's not just in one location. Microsoft has like, or other providers have like many different data centers,
Right.
and with those data centers, they're like bunkers, and that's where your data is, most secure.
So for a small business, an average small business here in Flagler County, how feasible is it for them to get some kind of security and support like this?
So security and support, it ranges depending on the company and um, how many employees they have. Like there's businesses out there that do per computer or per user. Myself, I'm per user, and depending on the size, like a lot of the companies start at like $100
Oh, that's good.
per employee.
That's affordable. So,
Yeah.
if a business owner is listening and saying, gosh, I'd really like to like learn more about this, but I probably could never afford it.
hmm
It is actually affordable.
It is.
And how important is it to do this kind of stuff?
So if you don't have an internal IT team, um, think about think about the legal aspect of it. Like if you're a doctor or a lawyer, and you need to meet certain compliances and whatnot, if your computer um, is not secure and you have a breach of some sort, uh, it's going to cost you more um, to recover your reputation and your
Yeah.
data if it's like encrypted with ransomware, than it is to pay somebody to make sure you're protected. Yeah.
So, are you able to help people with that kind of stuff? We heard
hmm
about a major company that had been ransomware like this year.
Yeah. So we can help with ransomware recovery, um, and also attempt to restore from backups if those are available, or complete rebuilds like infrastructure rebuilds.
Wow. And now is this like an AI supported kind of thing, or is this like you're doing it from your brain?
That's from my brain.
That's awesome. So, if people are out there listening, what's the best advice you can give them?
So the best advice I can give them is, don't be afraid of AI. It can definitely be your friend, and teach you so many things. And also, make sure you stay secure and don't click on any shady links in your email.
Right? Oh my gosh. And I have to say, is there a way to tell? I mean, they always say it's like maybe spelled one letter different or something, but like some of them look so legitimate these days. Is there a way
hmm
to know to keep from getting those?
So it's a little difficult this day and age, for the regular person to like really tell what's phishing, what's not, because you can have like an email off by a little letter or using like a special character in the email to make it look like Microsoft or Apple or UPS.
Or someone you know.
Yeah, or someone you know. And you'd have to use like something that integrates. Like we provide software that integrates with your email, that takes a look at email records, and see if they're secure or coming from a legitimate source. And it prompts the user like, don't click on this. There's like phishing links in there, and it came from somebody else and not this person that they're saying that who they are.
I didn't know like you did all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I was like, I just thought you just like did AI stuff. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Right on. So, yeah, if people want to get in contact with you, how do they find out more?
Yeah, so you can contact support at savonics.com, or you can call 386-260-0777, and feel free to ask for Patrick Dominguez.
And spell Zavonix, because I know it sounds kind of tough on the.
Yeah, so Zavonix is Zevionix. You can go ahead and go to that website as well, savonics.com.
All right. I hope you guys learned something today. I know I learned a bunch. And is there an AI that you would recommend for like starters to get their feet wet in?
Yeah, so the best AI I feel to get started with is what you have with your computer right now, which is Copilot. You can try the free one and then level up from there.
That's awesome. All right, you guys, give Patrick a call if you want to learn more about AI, security, or anything related to computers, I think.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we want to thank WNZF News Radio, Flagler News Weekly, the Vigilante Philanthropists, Massage by Natalie and Company. I'll see you this week. And also the Benjamin Moore Paint Store here in Palm Coast for sponsoring our show. And we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.